Denver Airport, the strangest place in America. What if I told you one of the busiest airports in America might also be the most mysterious place on earth? And also, one of the most talked about conspiracy locations in the world. We're talking about Denver International Airport. A place that on the surface looks like any other major travel hub, but once you start digging, you find murals that disturb people, symbols that raise questions, and rumors of tunnels that go far deeper than anyone expected. And tonight, we're not just brushing the surface. We're going deep into the theory of what's surrounding this place. But before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button, because some people say the algorithm hides content like this. Subscribe to the Front Porch Truth, because if information is being controlled, this is where to question it. And hit that notification bell, so if anything ever disappears, you'll know where to find it. Alright, so let's start with the basics. Denver International Airport opened in 1995, and from the beginning it had problems. Massive delays, budget overruns, and a final cost far higher than expected. Which for some people, that was the first red flag. Why did it cost so much? What exactly were they building? Because when you look at it from above, the layout doesn't exactly seem or look random. Some say it resembles symbols, others say it's just runway designs. But once people start looking closer, they begin connecting the dots. Now let's talk about one thing almost everyone notices: the murals. Inside the airport are large, detailed murals, and some of them unsettling. I know the first time we seen them, it was just kind of like, why is that in an airport? I mean, we're talking about images of chaos, war, mass soldiers, and scenes that some interpret as apocalyptic. Officially, these murals are meant to represent peace, overcoming conflict, a story of humanity going through hardship and coming out stronger. But not everyone sees it that way. Some believe the imagery hints at something darker, a warning, or even a plan. Now, let's move outside, because sitting near the airport entrance is something that has its own reputation. A massive blue horse statue with glowing red eyes. Locals call it Lucifer. And here's where it even gets stranger. The artist who created it was actually killed during the construction. A piece of the statue fell on him. And now that may just be a tragic accident, but when you combine with the statue's appearance, it adds another layer of mystery. Then we get to one of the biggest talking points: underground tunnels. They are confirmed tunnels beneath the airport, which trams run on two of them all the way around. But there are other ones that you can see while you're riding the tram. Now, they say they're used for, baggage system and transport. That's not a conspiracy, that's fact. But the question is, how extensive are they? Some workers have claimed tunnels go much deeper and much farther than what's publicly known. theories suggesting these tunnels could be used for something else entirely, bunkers, shelters, or facilities for high-level operations. Now again, there's no verified evidence of that. But the scale of the airport and the amount of underground construction, that keeps theories alive. And then there's the plaque. Inside the airport, there's a depiction or dedication plaque that mentions a group called New World Airport Commission. Sounds official, except no one can actually find records of this organization existing. The dedication capstone, Jepson Terminal. This is a granite dedication stone installed for the airport's opening in 1994 and located on the south end of the Jefferson Terminal, right above the buried time capsule. It appears, or what it says on there is dedication date, officials listed, the governor, the mayor, airport leadership, and project contributors. Time capsule sealed until 2094. It gets a lot of attention because it's got a Freemason emblem. The mysterious new airport commission fuels decades of speculations. The numerology of the date, 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4 equals 33. Well, that's often cited because 33 is a significant number in Freemasonry. And, sitting above the time capsule, that adds to the mystique. Now, airport officials say this is part of a public art project, a bit of humor, a joke. But for people already questioning everything else, it doesn't exactly calm concerns. And then when we get to the biggest theory of all, the idea the Denver International Airport was built with a hidden purpose. Some believe it was meant to serve as a central hub in the event of a global crisis, a place for powerful individuals, a place designated to withstand disasters, a place not just for travel, but for survival. Now, to be clear, this is no official evidence supporting that claim, but the size, the cost, the underground structures all feed into that narrative. And when you combine it all together, the murals, the statue, the tunnels, the symbols, it creates something powerful. Not proof, but mystery. And that's what keeps people coming back to this topic, because it sits right on that line between explanation and imagination. So what's the truth? Is Denver International Airport just a large complex project with some unusual art choices, or is there more going on beneath the surface? That's not something this video is going to decide for you, because the most interesting part of this is what you think. So I want to hear from you. When you look at everything surrounding the airport, what you see, coincidence, creative expression, or something that doesn't quite add up, drop your thoughts in the comments, because that's where the real decision happens. And if you enjoy digging into mysteries like this, make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, ring that notification bell, because we got a lot more to explore, and some of it might make you look at everyday places a little differently. So until next time, keep asking questions.